I did not marry him because I loved him. I married him because he seemed safe. And that was the most expensive mistake of my life. I did not know that safety can still become a prison. The next year, when I came home for Thanksgiving again, he and his entire family were invited to dinner. I should have seen it coming. I should have known my parents wouldn't let this go. That day, my mother cooked like she was preparing for a wedding or a festival. The house smelled of spices and roasted meat and old family recipes. I remember standing in front of the bathroom mirror longer than usual, staring at my own face, telling myself it was silly to be nervous about meeting someone. When they arrived, they were exactly as my parents had described. Polite, well-mannered, respectable, the kind of people who said please and thank you and never raised their voices. And he was calm. Too calm, actually. The kind of man who spoke only when necessary and listened more than he talked. The kind who nodded thoughtfully when you said something and seemed to be measuring every word before it left his mouth. We sat in the living room and talked about safe topics. Work, the city, the weather. Nothing important or meaningful or personal. He didn't offend me. He didn't say anything rude or ignorant. But he didn't move me either. He didn't make my heart beat faster or my stomach flutter. He didn't make me laugh or think or feel particularly anything. He was just there. Still, after that day, we began talking. First on the phone, awkward conversations where long silences stretched between us. Then, when I visited New York, we would meet for coffee or dinner. Always in public places, always appropriate and proper. He never pressured me, never raised his voice, never did anything I could point to and call wrong or inappropriate. That should have been my first warning sign. A man who reveals nothing about himself is a man who has many things to hide. But I didn't see that then. I was young and trusting and still believed that silence meant peace. My friends in Chicago were divided when I told them about him. Take your time, some said. Don't let anyone rush you into anything. You barely know him, others pointed out. How can you make this kind of decision? And one friend, the most practical one, said, look, stability isn't romance and it isn't passion. But it's not a bad thing either. Sometimes it's actually the most important thing. I held on to that last comment like it was a life raft. I told myself my parents meant well. I told myself they had lived longer than me, seen more of the world, understood things I didn't yet understand. I told myself that love could grow over time, that it didn't always have to start with fireworks and butterflies. And slowly, conversation by conversation, visit by visit, I started to believe it. The final decision came quietly one evening. I was sitting on my narrow bed in my Chicago apartment, looking around at the small life I had built for myself. The books on the shelf, the coffee mug on the nightstand, the jacket hanging on the back of the door. And I realized something painful. If I stayed in Chicago, I would always be choosing myself. My independence, my freedom, my own path. If I left and went back to New York, I would be choosing everyone else. My parents' peace of mind, their vision for my future, their need to see me settled and safe. I sat there for a long time, weighing these two futures against each other. Then I picked up the phone and called my mother. I'll try, I said simply. I'll give this a chance. She cried. Happy tears, relieved tears. I resigned from my job 2 months later. My coworkers threw me a small party with cake and cheap champagne. My friends helped me pack up my apartment, even though several of them thought I was making a mistake. The wedding happened 3 months after that. It was simple, respectable, quiet, exactly what both families wanted. No great romance, no passionate declarations of love, just promises made in front of witnesses. When I moved into his house, it was his house, not ours, though nobody said that out loud. I told myself this was just another beginning. Another chapter in my life story. The first year passed slowly. Then the second year. Then the third. We lived together like polite roommates. He went to work. I kept the house. We had dinner together. We attended family events and church services. But no child came. Month after month. Year after year. Nothing happened. The doctors ran tests. They used words like unexplained infertility and no obvious cause. They suggested treatments and procedures that cost money we didn't have much of. He started drinking during this time. Just a little at first. Then more. Then more than that. He started staying out late after work. Coming home with alcohol on his breath and coldness in his eyes. He started changing. The quiet, calm man I had married was disappearing, replaced by someone angry and resentful and cruel. I learned silence during those years. I learned how to make myself small. How to avoid triggering his temper. How to apologize for things that weren't my fault. I went through IVF treatments alone. He refused to come to the appointments. He said it was a woman's problem, a woman's responsibility. The IVF failed. All of it failed. Then, after years of silence and emptiness and grief, adoption came into the picture. When the children finally arrived, 2 beautiful children who needed a home, the house felt alive again for the first time in years. It felt like it had a purpose. And that was exactly when he began to truly hate me. But that is a story for another chapter. That is the dark middle of this story, and we're not there yet. Because this chapter is about something simpler and sadder. It is about how I once believed that beginnings were always kind. That if you were good and patient and tried hard enough, life would reward you with happiness. It is about the girl I was before the world taught me otherwise. In the next episode, you'll hear what happened when what seemed like safety slowly became something else.